Hey everyone, this is Richard, CEO and founder of altFINS. In this trading video, I will demonstrate how to trade symmetrical triangle patterns, also commonly known as just simply triangle patterns. And I will demonstrate that also using Ripple or XRP as an example. Now, here on altFINS platform, you can find chart pattern trade setups in multiple places. First of all, here on the screener, under the preset filters and trading chart patterns, there's a number of chart patterns that the system recognizes automatically. One of them is triangle here, but I also wanted to show you how you can do that from signal summary, because I think that offers a really good high-level overview of what's going on in the market overall. Okay, in the signal summary section, if you scroll down to, again, the trading chart patterns part of it, you'll see that this is kind of again, a summary of some of the chart patterns that were recognized by the system, both bullish and bearish. If you like to short sell, then you would be looking at this side of the screen, and then notice that currently the most commonly found or detected pattern is the triangle or symmetrical triangle. 113 of them, 113 of the top 500 assets are trading in a symmetrical triangle, right? Maybe a month ago we saw a lot of falling wedge and channel down patterns that played out, and now we're seeing symmetrical triangles. Let's go ahead and jump to that. So when I click on that number, that takes me back to the screener with the filter applied. Okay, and it says type triangle, and in this case, direction is bullish. Now it could be bearish as well. So I'm going to actually get rid of, let's go ahead and get rid of this condition, and now we get to see both bullish and bearish triangle setups. Okay, now what a triangle typically looks like, we can go ahead and even take this first one here. It looks like a triangle whereby the price is basically kind of making some advances, and then it pulls back, advance, pull back, but more or less it's kind of going in the sideways direction. This one almost looks a little bit of like a descending triangle, frankly. I think a more perfect looking triangle is maybe this EOS. We can open that up. So it's more perfectly looking because it really looks like the price is just kind of going sideways, and then it oscillates between these two slanted lines, and it's starting to approach the pinnacle of that triangle, right? So the triangle, symmetrical triangle, typically is a sort of a neutral a pattern, meaning there is an indecision in the market and sort of a balance of power between the buyers and sellers, right? The buyers pushed the price up here, then the sellers showed up, pushed the price back down here, the buyers took control here, sellers and so forth, right? And so the price is kind of really not going anywhere. It's trendless. It's going sideways in the last call it month and a half, since July, maybe a couple of months, and eventually it resolves in some kind of a breakout, right? Especially as the price, the swings get smaller and smaller, and the price is approaching the pinnacle or the tip point of the triangle, and at some point it'll break out either bullish or bearish. Again, triangle is kind of a neutral pattern. It could go either way. When you have ascending triangles, those look different. Those typically have bullish breakouts. Descending triangles typically have bearish breakouts. But these are symmetrical triangles. They're kind of neutral patterns. Now, however, having said that, the breakouts typically happen in the direction of the existing trend. Okay, so our system also monitors the trends for over 3,000 assets across short-term, medium, and long-term horizon. I mostly emphasize the medium term because the short term can change quickly. The long term takes too long to change. But medium term, I think, is more more appropriate and helpful for me. And as you can see, there's a lot of these assets on this list that are trading in a triangle, including Bitcoin, including XRP, Ripple. A lot of them are trading in a strong down or down trend. Now Ripple is an exception, actually. It's in an uptrend on the short term, neutral on the medium term, and uptrend on the long term basis. But a lot of the other assets on this list, right, are in a downtrend, so they are likely to break out in sort of in the direction of the existing downtrend, so bearishly. Now, so triangle. What the other additional sort of part that I would do here to filter these results is to add a filter for trend direction. Okay, let's do that. So right now we have all the assets that are trading in a triangle pattern. And now, okay, I would like to filter that because, that includes, let's say that's probably 150 different assets. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to further filter this only for those assets that are in an uptrend on a medium term basis. So from the 108.17, I'm going to filter that down to only three that are in an uptrend in the medium term and are trading in the triangle. All right, let's take a look at which those are. Which are those? Okay, Quant, Binary X, Ocean Protocol. See, those are trading in an uptrend, at least on a medium term basis. Binary X looks like it's an uptrend across the board. It looks pretty impressive. So now let's take a look at the patterns for these three. Okay, it looks like these three have already had breakouts from the symmetrical triangle pattern. So let's see, this one, Binary X, had a breakout. Looks like it's not working so far. It could still revert to that direction. But so far in the last 3 days since the breakout, the price is actually down. Symmetrical triangle is not particularly, doesn't have a very high win rate, frankly. Okay, it's again, it's kind of a it's kind of a pattern with a lot of indecision in the market. And I'll show you some of the historical performance numbers for this pattern. But here's another one. What is it? Ocean Protocol. It's kind of it's broken out of the triangle. So far, it's up slightly, mostly sideways. And then this last one, Quant, had a recent breakout that seems to be working, but not a ton of upside so far. Maybe it's gone from 69 to as high as 80, so maybe about 10-11% upside. So we'll see how that continues. So, but these three are at least in an uptrend. So if I want to be buying some assets, ideally I'm buying in the direction of the buying assets that are in an uptrend, right? Trend is your friend, trade with the trend. You could do the opposite. You could say, oh, I want to short sell some of these assets. So out of these triangle or assets with triangles, let's see which ones are trading in a downtrend. I think it's probably going to be most of them. Let's see, down on the medium term basis. Yeah, 104 of the 117 are trending in a downtrend, right? But even some of those have had a bullish breakout, like this beam. It's in a downtrend, but it's had a bullish breakout from the triangle. Let's blow it up. But frankly, I probably wouldn't take that trade because, again, it's against the overall downtrend. So it's a higher risk trade setup. It's a lower, win rate or success rate or probability of success is lower than some of the other possible trade setups or chart patterns. So, it is a breakout, but it's against the downtrend. And overall, triangles don't have a very high success rate. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and check out the article that we have in the knowledge base about the success rates of various chart patterns. Okay, so if you go to, let's just look at a pattern, and we want to find crypto chart patterns cheat sheet, and so on and so forth. The one that I'm looking for. All right, this one, 10 steps. That will do. Okay, so here's an article that talks about how to use the chart patterns. One of the recommendations is to trade with the trend, but more importantly, here's the success rates, right? Last week we did a trading video about inverse head and shoulders, which has the highest success rate or win rate among the patterns detected. And triangle is all the way down here at the bottom with 62% win rate. Not particularly good. Okay, so triangles to me, maybe I'll take the trade if it's in the direction of the existing uptrend, for example, if I'm buying, or if I want to short sell, right, then the opposite. But keep in mind that this is not some of the best win rate pattern. But I wanted to also go back to look at the Ripple specifically. Okay, and the other possible area where you can find chart pattern or trade setups is in our technical analysis section. And here, once again, this is manual. Our team actually manually conducts technical analyses on over 60 major, some of the top altcoins by market cap. And here, again, you can filter by pattern type. In this case, we want to look at symmetrical triangle right here, and XRP Ripple is on that list, which jives with what we saw with the AI chart patterns, right? It also identified Ripple as one of the assets trading in the symmetrical triangle. So here it is. Now, what's the trend outlook or the current trend situation? You can see that XRP is trading in an uptrend in the short term, neutral on the medium term, and up on the long term basis. So it's actually I guess there's some improvements in the trend, but overall, as you can see, it's been since the beginning of the year, really since December. It's kind of being in sideways action. Some up, some down swings, but it's kind of right in the middle of that range between, call it 42 cents and 67 cents that it's been trading in for the last, like I said, at least since December. So we're looking at 10 months now. So, price has broken above the 200-day moving average, which is a positive in terms of trend, but it is kind of trading in that triangle. So I'm waiting for the price to break out of the triangle. If it breaks bullishly out of that triangle, call it above the 60-cent level, then I could see it rally to 67 cents or so. If it breaks below 50 cents, it's probably going to dip back to 42 cents. So it's kind of a right now, like I said, it's a reflection of balanced power, a balanced demand and supply from buyers and sellers. So it's a lot of indecision in the market right now. And I think possibly we might be heading to some decision this week, in fact, because the Fed, which is the US central bank, is going to make a decision on potentially cutting interest rates for the first time in several years. So this is a significant event. The market is anticipating at least a 25 basis points, so 0.25% cut in interest rates, possibly even a half a percentage point cut in interest rates. So this could be a positive catalyst for the market, because typically lower interest rates are favorable or positive for valuations of risk assets across the board, including stocks, including housing market. That's a positive for the housing market and prices of houses. And of course, it's it should be positive for risk assets like cryptocurrency. So that could be a positive catalyst that could lead to a breakout of Ripple and other assets out of the triangle pattern, with call it 10% plus potential upside. So what you could do here is create an alert and say, alert me when the price breaks above 60 cents. That would be a triangle breakout, upside potential to 67 resistance. Okay, so let's create that price alert. Real easy. You will get an alert in the alert section here, as well as on the mobile app. So here's interesting. I created an alert for inverted head and shoulder patterns, but the alert that I just created is sitting right here. You can again receive alerts here, but you can also receive alerts via email if you turn that on, or the mobile app. And if you don't have the mobile app, I encourage you to download it, because it's a great companion app to go along with the desktop app that we have. It's a lighter version of the desktop app, but it does have alerts, technical analyses or trade setups, as well as the chart pattern trade setups as well, and news as well. So that's that. I hope this has been helpful for you in terms of how to leverage the platform to find some trading ideas, and what does symmetrical triangle mean in terms of the potential market outlook, or the outlook for the assets that are trading in the triangle. And keep in mind that this video is for informational purposes only, not meant to be financial advice, and do your own research. Good luck trading.